Super 7, another instrument by UVI that brings us the sound of the 80s, and this time it is inspired by MKS-7, an 8-voice rack-mount synthesizer. In this video we're going to explore Super 7. I'm going to give you a lot of sound demos, but before we get started, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. Leave comments below this video if you have any question, like the video if you like it, and let's get started. This is Super 7. Let's go through the user interface real quick. So first of all, on the top here, we have the different instruments. We have rhythm, bass, melody, synth 1, synth 2, synth 3. On the top right, we have the effects tab where we have drive, compressor, EQ, 2 reverbs, and 2 delay sends. And we'll see that a little later. Let's get back to the main view, clicking this main button. And in the middle here, we have the rhythm volumes, where we have the kick, snare, hi-hat, cymbal, tom, congas, clap, and cowbell. And on the bottom right, we have the hold button. When you click this and play, Super 7 will take it from there. Cool. So now let's get down to the details of each of these instruments. So there are some differences between them, and we'll get started with the rhythm. Let's click this cogwheel here, this button, and we'll get to the settings. And here we have, again, kick, snare, hi-hat. So we have all the different rhythm instruments, but for each of them we have solo, mute, level, pan, pitch, decay, filter, and then the 2 send effects for the reverb and 2 send effects for the delays. And in addition, we have some presets. And of course, we also have kit selection that you can change. So we have Super 7 rhythm, we have the 78, we have 606, 626, 707, 808, 909, and some drum designers. So you can actually use this as a drum machine. You don't have to use the presets that you have, and you can program your own in MIDI. And you consider we have the MIDI drag, so you can just drag this and you'll get those rhythms in your DAW, in your sessions. And we also have the rhythm selection here. So we have some categories, and for each one you'll get a different pattern. So I'll show you that a little later with Cubase. And then we have the on-note trigger, we have drive, we have EQ, and again we have here the reverb, the overall reverb sends and the delay sends. So that was the rhythm real quick. And now let's jump over to the bass. So in the bass here, we have, first of all, we have the presets. So we have some presets to choose from, and let me solo this so you can listen. And now we'll just listen to the bass. Right, and we have different presets, but we can also create our own preset, and we can use the sound selection here. So you'll click this and you'll get a lot of bass sounds. And you can also set the amp to be monophonic or polyphonic. And we also have an AR envelope, so it's attack release envelope. We also have a filter with different types. We have low pass, band pass, high pass. We have cutoff, resonance, depth, volume of the ADSR envelope of this filter. Very useful. Then we have some effects. We have drive, phaser, EQ, and the reverb and delay sends. On the bottom here, we have the arpeggiator. So first of all, we have some presets, and well, when I'm saying some, I mean a lot of presets. So a lot of things to choose from. And of course, you want to match the arpeggiator preset to the instrument. So this is a bass. You click this and you can select something from the bass. And then you can set here the number of steps. You can set the speed, and you can also set the gating. And we have some tuning settings as well. And so for each of the steps, you can set its type, and you have single chord, band, plus, minus, and then we have the tuning here, and we have octaves and gates. So this is a quick overview of the bass. Let's jump over to the melody here, and I'm going to solo this melody. Let's listen. And again, we have presets, a lot of presets for the melody. We also have different sounds, so you can start with a preset and then change the sound. And you can see that the settings or the layout here is pretty similar to the bass, only here we have a full ADSR envelope, not just the AR, and then everything else is pretty much the same. We also have some sound settings here like normal. We have chorus and we have noise. And in addition, of course, if this is a melody, you can play it yourself. You don't really have to use the arpeggiator. So you can turn the arpeggiator off. Right, and you can select the different sounds here. Let's try plucks. Right, pretty cool. And then, of course, if you're into sound design, you can select to do, you can choose to engage here the filter and, you know, play with the envelope. Let's try the chorus. And noise. Let's try the phaser. So definitely you can use Super 7 as its own instrument, and I'll show you later that you can actually stack those sounds. You don't have to use the arpeggiator. In fact, there are some presets here that are based on stacking all these sounds together, and you can create your own kind of sound. So let's move on and see what's going on with the synths. So I'm gonna solo the synths, and again, this is pretty similar. So everything here is the same as the melody, only it's probably different sounds. So if you go to the presets, you'll get different presets that are more for kind of synth sounds. Now here we can see that we have panning left and right. So I can double click this, just center it back. And again, we can select different types of or different presets of arpeggiators. Let's go. Very cool. And that's pretty much it. Let's go back to the main view. And again, we can hold. Pretty cool, right? Next, let's again have a look at the effects. So here in the effects, we have the drive. We can just turn on and off the amount here or mix. We have compressor with threshold ratio, attack and release, which is basic compressor settings or parameters. Then we have basic EQ, and we have the reverb. So we don't really have the type of the reverb, it's just reverb, and we can decide to send some of the instruments to more into reverb A and other into reverb B. For example, if you want to have large or different settings for some of the instruments, then you can do that. Just send some of them to A, some of them to B, and the same goes for the delay. So that's pretty much it. And I think what we'll do now is I'll just show you just small something here with the different sounds. So these are the different categories of the presets. We have electronic pop, we have synthwave, we have future funk, and so on. And I'll audition some of them at the end of this video. And then we also have stacked sound. So let me just select this bass here, for example. And now this is not arpeggiated, just a single stacked sound. Great. And then we also have the single instrument. So if you just want to have the drums, the bass, the melody, and the synth, you can do that as well. So we can go for the melody, double click, and we have a single instrument. So you definitely can use this just as any other synth. And you can turn on the arpeggiator if you like. Cool. Next, let's now go back to the first preset here and audition some of these sounds and rhythms, and that's it. Okay, so that was Super 7. I really hope you enjoyed this one. And again, if you have any questions or anything at all, just leave comments below this video and I'll get back to you. And that's it. I'll see you soon in the next videos. Thank you and bye-bye.